it the last 2 years, and now this year included. I don't feel like it's been as crazy.
Whoa, we're
with
in
the heat. Yeah, we got a little echo in our
What's
headset.
going on here, Rodney? Give me some bass and make me 6'3". If you can do that, that'd be great.
Rodney, tuning the sound up here, changing things. Anyway, the weather's been great the last couple of years at Loretta's. It was hot and humid yesterday, but not as bad as we've seen it in the past. I think downright enjoyable to be outside. To a degree, it's all relative down here, okay? But today, straight up, perfect. Unless it's changed here in the last little bit. Since we're up here in the tower for intermission, we are underway with 65, 7 to 9.
33
the numbers.
33, Chase Brennan finished third in the first moto. I believe that might be Chase there.
Yep.
There's Campiglia on the 22 machine. They overnighted some fast house gear. They hand-made it, hand-delivered the gear.
They were there sewing it.
Last night, Fonzie sewed it
all
all
up. An old lady in a rocking chair with a thimble, sewing his gear together.
Make him some good fitting fast house. Crocheted it for you, son. You can see his leg through the gear. All right, Chase Brennan got our wholesale wow here, Rodney. Here on KZ 105.
What is he doing with our sound? Why is he
The people at home are like, what is going on here?
Can you give me the Rodney filter?
Well,
give me sound
give me the Marlboro filter, please.
Marlboro unfiltered.
So this is how I sound regular, and then when
unfiltered
you turn the Rodney filter on, it puts 90 years on you. There it is.
Oh, here now. This is me.
I'm Kevin
Watch, he's going to hit
now.
a button. Yeah.
I'm being Rodney Tomlin now as Kevin Kelly.
That's Kevin talking. He just sounds like Rodney with the Rodney filter on our sound system.
As the laps continue here in this 65 7 to 9 class, and Chase Brennan with the fantastic start. Jason Wygant, Tater Nut listening back home.
He's a rider I've been watching for a long time. Respect his
Why are
talent.
you Jack Nicholson?
Yeah. Wait till they get a load of me.
You want me on that wall. You need me on that wall. Oh, Ken Peakley out front. He's gotten around Chase Brennan.
Yep.
Let's reel it back in, Ronnie. We're going off the rails. It's a metaphor for my life, if you will. Been off the rails since day one. To be
Here's your battle. Look at this. I think this is for second and third. Eden Steinbrecher also making moves. It's Campiglia, Brennan, Bollinger, Bircher, Steinbrecher. Wow. That's top five. Steinbrecher's the one that's trying to move up around Bircher as they snake through the Yamaha mechanics area. And is that your observation?
Let's send it over to Rodney.
Oh, just reactions. No actual words, just reactions.
Oh, crap.
Just reacting to everything.
Cade Nightingale finished fourth in that first moto. He's back in 11th now, so he's got some work to do. Jason Wygant, as we train the cameras somewhere, we'll pick up the action. There's our leader.
Campiglia, he's out of the Ten Commandments, headed to Storyland. Brennan, if this is still the order, and Bollinger. Rodney's loving it. Rodney's never sounded so good.
Thank you.
There it is, 22. Campiglia, long way around, just trying to keep the 65 out of those super deep ruts.
I believe that is Chase Brennan behind him, still on that number 33 machine. He has not changed bikes. And that's the 24. Steinbrecher, there he is. Making a pass, he's up to fourth. So once they kind of settle in and report to us, pull in, yell their numbers like they do at a GNC. Number 24 as they continue through.
Yeah, we're going to
checkpoints here.
We're going to wipe their helmet down to get that. A little slow-mo
side by side. Look at that. Having a look at the pass there. The 24 of Steinbrecher going slow-mo, pixelating a little bit. It's that hot. The rider's just literally pixelating before your eyes.
I'm trying to see if that was an actual pass for position or if that was a rider that had a problem early in the race. 24 of Steinbrecher comes through. Oh, man. Difficult to get out of those corners clean.
There's our leader. We will pick them up coming into the finish line turn, and it's Campiglia handling business right now, looking over his shoulder. I love watching these little guys ride, man. They're always kind of wondering what's going on around them, wondering if they're going to get to go to the creek, maybe have some ice cream. Lots of thoughts running through their little tiny little brains that are still developing. Campiglia is your leader. We're having a look at the 24 of Steinbrecher. Really a tight shot there of Steinbrecher in the dirt that he is approaching and racing on top of. Great shot of the Fox viewing tower there, the AMA pits there, or the AMA tent where Mike Burkeen is writing rules as we speak. having a look at the Ocho. Is that what's coming up on the Ocho this Friday? We almost made it onto the Ocho ESPN. We had something set up. It's in Rock Hill, South Carolina this year. They've got scooter racing, hand scooter, foot scooter racing.
It's a real thing.
It's a real thing.
Where they take over.
Saw it last night on ESPN. There is the number 18. Who is that?
Sawyer Geik.
Geek
has moved all the way forward. Geek was in 13th a lap ago, and you see him making passes in bunches on that number 18.
That was a 66 of Eli Herrick. He was working his way around. There's Geek on the 18.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll try to check in with Geek and his progress as he moves forward. He should be approaching the top 10. Cade Nightingale moves up to the number 8 spot on his Yamaha, and there's a whole host of riders there as we zoom in on the number 18 of Sawyer Geek.
Good job, the Racer TV cameras, to find our first Moto winner way back outside the top 20 early, now on the border of the top 10. Got a lot of work to do. The second place finisher in Moto 1, Campigli, is way out front. Now, Geek just dragging a leg behind him. Yeah.
Geek's not technique, though. We talked about it yesterday. Same turn.
We saw one guy do it, and it worked.
Worked great.
I don't think it was really the plan, but it was fast enough. Getting on the Yamaha, man. I think that's Cade Nightingale. He's getting by.
Wow.
Look at that high leg kick.
Nightingale not going to go down softly. Right around the outside, and he does. He gets past done, but he is on the move. Sawyer Geek has a championship that he needs to win. And, in fact, he was our first Moto winner out of Alpine, Wyoming, the hotbed of motocross.
Oh, yeah, so much talent coming out of Wyoming. But Campigli, second in the first Moto, is long gone with the lead in this one. So if you're Geek, and I don't think he's doing any math right now, he's just riding as hard as he can, but the chances of him catching the leader, way off. The goal is just get close enough to keep the points manageable going into the final Moto. Man, you see him have to ride the wall.
Yeah, no doubt.
If he gets into the bottom of that rut, that bike's not even going to move.
Paul Pair Pajamas comes in here to hang out with us. He's the big dog over it. Come on, man, just jump on in here. I'll just throw this on your head there. Paul Parabinos, not racing with us, man. Probably having a great summer, not training your butt off, getting ready for this thing. Paul, welcome to the booth.
It has been a good summer, boys.
That's Kiki DePino getting overhauled right now by the 18. This is just a ferocious charge. Look at that.
He is on the move. The number 18, they can't even keep up with him in scoring and timing. He is up to 6, is Geek. So kind of painting himself back into this championship, Jason Wygant.
7 positions he made up. He went from 13th to 6th in one lap.
Well, look at that. When you're 10 seconds faster than everyone you just went through, he's a 218. He passed 229s, 228s, 228. So that only makes sense. The math tells you he is coming and coming fast.
So, Paul Parabinos, I know we could just say you work for Renthal, but honestly, you and your buddy Dan Truman, I put at the absolute highest level of motocross IQ and knowledge. Got a good, I'll throw also Brian Johnson in there from MTF. Had a great debrief session with Brian Johnson and Truman about an hour ago. Yeah, Holiday's in your clique, right?
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, Holiday's in your clique. So I know you're just as big a fan of this as anybody. So, got the Renthal hat, but hey, more importantly, you just want to be in touch with what's going on at Loretta's.
Yeah, I mean, that's my job, right? I kind of handle marketing globally for Renthal now, so it's my job to make sure I know what's happening in off-road racing all around the world. So this is obviously the biggest amateur race in the world, so that's why I'm here to watch and see who's ripping, see who's coming up through the pack, see there's somebody that I have to get.
Pick them up.
Yeah, pick them up.
Hey, speaking of globally and what this race means, when you go overseas, you just returned from being overseas. Is there a buzz about this race? Like kids want to come here, like we think they want to come here?
It's hard, you know.
They have their own deal over there?
Yeah, they have a totally different system in Europe, and I don't have as big of a connection to the amateurs in Europe. I do support the KTM World Junior team. So I have a couple of up-and-coming young kids in Europe, one of them being Harry Dale, who's like the kind of maybe be the next kind of Hurlings type stand master.
Oh, okay.
So he's really young on a 65, and he's beating a lot of kids that are older.
You're saying
than
it now, early.
Yeah.
You're picking him up early.
Harry Dale.
Harry Dale. Okay.
Oh, with a name like that, I'll remember that.
Yeah,
Kevin's in.
Little Harry Dale, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, he's from Holland. And
Okay.
Yeah, sand kids. So we do have some good kids there. But yeah, there isn't honestly a lot of aspiration to come race Loretta Lynn's from the amateur scene over there, from what I hear. But it is very well known. Everybody in the paddock knows about Loretta.
Well, the whole thing about Loretta is you have to race 3 times to make it, and that's if everything goes right. That's to not have another region. So
the commitment to fly over from wherever.
Well, you got to
spend the
bikes and
entire
everything.
year.
And that's why I think we've only seen Roxon do it once, right? We've seen a couple European guys do it once, but it is a big commitment. You kind of have to be living here to do it.
Yep, that's a tough one. You can't just show up and race here. You got to qualify for it, and then that's, of course, several months. Ryder is down. The 22 of Campigli. That is your leader. No,
the 67. Oh, the bike's still running. The 67 would be Anderson Waddell.
That's just out of the top 10. There's Campigli on my screen. Sorry. on the 22.
Waddell finished 6th in that first moto, so he had a nice little top 10 going here. We always talk about the parity in this class and the weirdest moto scores ever to win, and we go back to our kid from Georgia. What was his name? It was in the 65 class. He had like a 4, 7, 8, and he won the overall.
Yeah,
it's in
right.
our first year doing MX Sports Center.
Yeah, 05. Yeah,
he's going to yell at me because I didn't
guy.
know.
That's a gnarly score to win a title with.
It was crazy.
I've seen some crazy ones, but
that was all time for me. I was like, he won. He didn't know he won. He pulled under the 10. He got like 4. He was like, I guess whatever.
Campiglia leader Chase Brennan. Steinbrecher had a good charge early, got him up to 3rd. And Sawyer Geek, that's who we're watching, first moto winner, has gotten himself up to 4th. The problem is he has a gigantic gap to try to make up on Steinbrecher, but the good news is we're still only halfway through this 20-minute moto, and he's going 3 seconds a lap faster than Steinbrecher. So Geek could get it on the podium and at least have a 1-3.
Steinbrecher not a player in this championship, though. He's got a 22nd place finish in that first moto, so it's really down to Campiglia, your leader, who's got a 2 in that first moto and a 1 now, and we'll see how far Geek can get up to challenge.
Now, I don't know if you were watching this stuff at home before you came here.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So here's what I'm noticing, Paul. There's been so much chat about how the riding styles are evolving quite quickly when you watch, say, Chase Sexton and the Lawrence brothers and how they ride. And I'm like, oh, you're going to start to see more of that. I'm not seeing it so much, say, in the A and B class, but I'm noticing more of that kind of style right here. Even a younger set that is starting to figure this stuff out. You're seeing a lot more standing and up on the toes and things like that from these 7 to 9 riders.
And I think that's a lot of the younger kids now going to these training facilities and riding in sand more year-round, right? Mm-hmm. Keeping your feet on the peg, standing up more. A lot of it's not bad prep if you just ride a sand track every day to come before you come to Loretta's. That's not a bad way to prep for this.
I'll take it a step further. I'll say that's in all sports. I think kids are just watching more. My kid, he pitches
Social
like
media,
Jacob deGrom. Yeah. He can throw just like him because he's watched
and mimic that
so many times.
Yep.
So it's all sports. I think they just pay attention to that stuff.
Yeah, I know Chad Reed always said that Jeremy McGrath was his hero, and somehow his riding style did look like Jeremy McGrath, but I guess he just had, some VCR tapes. It's a lot different when you got the phone in your hand.
Relish.
And by the way, you can shoot a video of yourself instantly. You can have your buddy shoot a video of yourself. I mean, Paul, when you were growing up racing, how often did you see what you looked like?
No idea. Only action photos when I'd have the little orange
Tom
sticker.
Beatty photo.
Yeah, you'd see the action photos after the race. And then I would wear out the Gary Bailey VHS tapes. Like I had every single
Pros
one.
that practice
Flow like
and play.
a pro, and the Mataz Attack video. I loved that one too. I would wear those things out.
Jeremy Byer.
He's no chicken.
Yeah.
But to see yourself, that's something that, with cell phones in our pockets is easy to do right now. So I think you're seeing an evolution of the riding styles.
I never wanted to see myself. I saw a photo. We went and got the photos developed at Fox Photo, waited for the photo. I was like, I cannot wait to see how sideways I was over this jump.
Here we go.
It was 1 degree from vertical. It was terrible. I never wanted to see myself ride again. Thank God. No, I did not whip it. It was awful.
Still watching Sawyer Geek trying to move up on Steinbrecher. Now he's down 8 seconds. Still got some time to make it work. Now, are you making this official? You're letting the word out on this, Paul. You're helping Team USA?
Yeah, I'm going to start to, we're letting the word out here at Loretta Lynn's. I'm actually going to be going to Steve's show on Monday to talk about it more there. So, basically we're mimicking what kind of KTM and Antti Kallinen has been doing for the International 6 Days Enduro team and raising money for Team USA, and I'm looking at it as re-energizing our team. So we haven't won this race in 10 years. I mean, it's a totally different world. I want our motocross community, our professional riders today, to know what it's like to win that race. I mean, social media was barely even around back last time we won.
Holy wow.
And I really just, it's become kind of a burden for a lot of these teams to go to this race because it's an added race at the end of the calendar. It's expensive to go. Granted, this year it's going to be a little bit more digestible because it's at Redbud, but I want this to be the start of a yearly activity, and I want Team USA to get back to winning. I want to give them the funds to do it right.
It's been so long that a lot of folks probably watching don't even remember or even know much about this race, what it even means, and how historically important it is.
Yeah, I mean, Baggett, Dungey, and Villapoto at St. John was the last time we won, and that was a long time ago.
Yeah,
again,
2011.
10 years ago. So it's just been, who knows what this community even feels as far as like our American motocross scene compared to the Europeans. I would imagine a lot of people in the pits here just assume that they're better than us. But I do believe that Chase and Eli have found a new level this year, pushing each other. Without Febvre and Hurlings racing all year in Europe, I think Geyser hasn't been pushed. I do feel that we have a very, very competitive chance to win again this year.
And the fact that it's on our home soil. Justin Cooper was up here hoping, fingers crossed, he wants to get in on that team. So we'll see who that third and final rider is, Jason Wygant.
So what are we doing here? We got a couple things. We got a phrase we want to get out there, the hashtag Raise It number 4?
Raise
USA.
it, Raise It for USA.
Hashtag.
You can go to raiseitforusa.com. There's a link to donate. There's a link to sign up for a golf tournament. There's still a lot of details to be hashed out for this, and one of the reasons why I'm here is to talk to Mike Pelletier about that and kind of hash out some more details. So we want to make this event something very cool for the industry to go to, for the public to go to. We have talks of doing silent auctions. We already have a lot of sponsors on board for the tournament, so it's really starting to take steam. And yeah, that's another thing that I'm doing here this week is just continuing to talk to the industry and make people aware of this.
I got to head to the podium, but you're not doing this really as a Renthal guy. You're just doing it as a Team USA, as an American motocross fan.
This is kind of a passion project, to be honest with you. And Renthal has been gracious enough to help me with it. They're even going to be doing a lot of the invoicing, so companies can just exchange money company to company. So yeah, I'm gracious that Renthal is giving me the time to do it.
Okay, so one other thing I want to ask before I head down with Campigli's led the majority of this. Brennan had the whole shot is second. Steinbrecher trying to hold off Geek. As you're watching Geek here's Charge. So I think so there's a golf tournament. You can learn more about that at raiseitforusa.com. It's right after the final national.
Yes,
Pala.
Sunday after Pala too. Yeah.
But here's I think the question people have. It's a fundraiser. Explain why fundraising is necessary, how the performance of the team can be improved if you have some funding.
Yeah, so this is not written team budgets to go to this race, right? And it's kind of become difficult for these teams to go to this race because it's an added thing at the end of the year, and honestly, riders don't make any money in it either. So just if we can inject some change and inject some money into this thing, I mean, in the future, I'd love to try to get a policy for riders so there's some money at the end of the rainbow if they win. Yeah,
absolutely.
It's really about changing the narrative in our industry and our pits about this race being kind of a burden, and I want it to be more top priority, basically.
Yeah, if you ask Ricky Carmichael what it means to him,
he knows that feeling.
Right.
Ivan Tedesco knows that feeling, and so does Ryan Villapoto, but none of our guys racing in the Nationals know. Eli Tomac's never won at that race before.
And most of the fans out here watching don't know much about that race, haven't been to it personally, so here's your chance to help out. Here's your chance to go see the race in person, and thank you for raising the flag and carrying the flag, I should say, for this race that is so important to me. I was born in the 70s. I watched. We got annihilated by the Euros for many years. We came and put that 13-year streak together, and I'm a huge fan of this race. It gives me chills thinking about it. It's the Olympics of motocross.
It really is, and I think it's important for our American motocross industry. So all our brands and businesses, and it's important for us to reassert ourselves at the top of the flagpole, kind of. And I think we have the athletes to do it. We just need to honestly re-energize the team a bit and make it more of a priority. And I think this can be the start of that.
And you guys are doing it. Raise It For USA. So it's RAISE, the number 4 USA. That's the hashtag, and you can get involved. If you want to donate some money, you want to get in on this golf tournament the day after the last national at Pala. Lots of ways to help. You're calling out everybody in the industry, all you rich son of a guns out there driving around those $1 million rigs. Here's your shot, man. If you really love American motocross, what better way than to kick it off with another winning streak right here? It's going to be in the US of A at Redbud. I would love nothing more than to see Eli Tomac and those guys wax every European out there. I was there at Budds Creek whenever I had my brooms, stayed up all night long, painted my red, white, and blue brooms, and every single person, me and my brother, all of our buddies, if you came by wearing any other colors, we swept you because we swept every moto. We would sweep you out of that area. We literally had our brooms and like, get out of here. We swept them out of there. Greatest sporting event I've ever been to in my life.
It really
Personally,
is.
It was amazing.
And I think it's going to be amazing at Redbud this year. Obviously, we got our butts kicked there last time, and I think our riders and our entire industry, we don't want to see that happen again. So yeah, and this thing it's a community thing, right? Like, no one's taking ownership of this. This isn't a Renthal thing or any one sponsor thing. I don't want it to be that. It should be
Big Tent philosophy. Everybody's invited
this
for
is
sure.
Kind of like a.
Well, it has to be because we have riders on different brands, different sponsors,
Exactly.
and it takes a village to get these guys there, and it takes a lot of money just to give Big John swag because he loves free T-shirts. So if Big John's going to be a part of that security team, I know he is going to need at least every shirt from every manufacturer, every OEM, because that's just how Big John works. And free food to feed Big John.
Yeah, we need that. Yeah, we need more Big John food money. You're right.
That's what we're going to call it.
Big John food money.
Hashtag feed Big John. He will be there. So we are up here with Paul Parabinos from Renthal. Also, there's a rider down just in front of our leader. That is Campigli on that number 22. KTM, there's Miss. She's been a help. She's been a part of that deal too.
She is Team USA
Miss
right
Denny,
there, and there's my guy Mike. So
Mike Pelletier is up here. Like I know he heard what was going on here.
Yep.
So Mike's a big fan of that race too.
Absolutely.
Thank goodness you guys are old enough to remember the glory days of Team USA. So hopefully we can just start that whole thing over again, get these kids hyped on USA motocross.
Yeah, Mike is a vital piece. He's been really inviting and accommodating to me with this idea, and has welcomed me to open arms to the team. So I'm excited to lend my skills and my knowledge on race day at the race too, and just have another person and set of eyes that is strictly focused on Team USA.
Absolutely love it. Here, white flag lap, Cam Peagley, my man on the Fast House gas ride here. There he is, the number 22. And speaking of American motocross, man, these guys fired another shot back over the pond with the Supercross, motocross coming together. So, hey, man, got some fight. And Mike told me this at VMD. He goes, we got something cooking. I'm like, do you? So here we go.
Yeah, and I did, I've done a lot of networking. This has been a project I've been working on for almost 2 months now, and I wanted to make sure it's something that can live on year after year after year. So I've been well aware of the scheduling changes that are coming, what it's going to look like next year. And
TV packages, I think everybody's going to be very happy.
I think it's going to be awesome to see the sport presented as one sport all year long. I'm confident, and I've gotten word from everybody that's in the mix that any of our U.S. states will never fall in Motocross of Nations. Motocross of Nations will always be the ending race of the year. So I think there's opportunity for us to continue to go to this race and continue.
Paul, you're doing the Lord's work in my world. That is music to my ears, because when we did DMXS Radio, we still do it, but that was one of our biggest things. We talked to guys, young kids, and you know what this is all about? They're like, whatever. And it's just not, it wasn't a priority, and it needs to be. Ricky, Brian Dungy, Bill Apollo, those guys carried the flag for so many years. Go back to David Bailey now. You're talking royalty in my world. So thank you guys for even bringing that back up, making it a conversation again.
Yeah, we're trying. Good ride for Cam Pigley there.
Yes, absolutely. Cam Pigley will get the win out of Valley Springs, California, here on the 65-7-9. So he's got a 2-1. It's good. That is good. Sawyer Geek has got a 1-2. We're tied up. That's the last 4 motos. I think 3 of the last 4 motos have all shaped up for going into third moto. We'll all be tied.
I love that.
Love the drama.
And that's why I just got here today. I really wanted to try to catch as many third motos as I can with my time here. So I love seeing guys rise to the occasion and really kind of dig deeper than they ever have to go for that championship when they're up against somebody for it. So.
And you've been here, you've raced for championships, you've been in those vet classes. As a young kid, you were doing it as well. So, Paul Parabinos, thanks for hanging out with us. Thanks for doing what you're doing at Renthal and for #RaiseItForUSA. Jason Wygant is going to have our buddy, Alex Campigli, down there on the podium, and we will toss it down to Jason Wygant, who can't catch. So, somebody want to pick the ball up here and take it and carry it to Jason Wygant.
We're looking for him. I'm looking for our moto winner. Looking for Alex. There we go. We got it. Yeah, short turnaround, but it's, again, weather's not so bad right now, so they're not quite as hot. There you go. Pampili, hey, we got it. Sweet, come on up. It's good when they win motos, because then we can actually find out the proper name pronunciation, and we can give the gold medal. Let's hear it for Alex Campili. All right, man, you're sitting good in title contention. It's got to feel good to win a moto. How'd you pull that one off? Had to make a move, and take me through it.
I made a couple mistakes. I almost fell in that corner back there.
You got around the leader, though. What did you start, about second, third, something like that?
Yes.
How does it feel to get the gold and be in title contention?
Good.
Who do you want to thank, Alex?
I like to thank my mom and dad, Game Moto, Pirelli, DRS, RJR, Dirt Bike Kids, and everyone else. Thank you.
Let's hear it for Alex Campili. Great job. Going to be a fun third moto in this class. We'll bring up our second place finisher, Sawyer Geek, who ended up, man, an unbelievable comeback. I first saw him when he was in 13th place, and I'm sure he had made a lot of moves even to get there, and somehow he digs out second. Let's bring Sawyer on up. Let's hear it for Sawyer Geek. Man, what happened early? You were way back.
I started off the start, and I was in dead last, and then I crashed 3 times on the first lap. and I just said to myself, I gotta pull it together. So I pulled myself together, and I pushed as hard as I could for as long as I could, and I ended up in second.
Last a second. Nicely done, Sawyer. And keeping the title hopes alive, too. Who do you want to thank, buddy?
I'd like to thank Jesus Christ for keeping me safe. It wouldn't have been possible without him. My mom, my dad, the whole KTM Orange Brigade crew, Fly Racing, DRS Suspension, DBK, OG Goggles, Moto Sandbox, and just everybody who got me here and was able to help me push that moto. It wouldn't have been possible without you guys. Thank you so much.
Sawyer Geek, what a performance. Awesome job. Third moto, that'll be a fun one to watch. And we've got our third place finisher. Riding well on the gas, Eden Steinbrecher. There you go. How was your moto?
Got it to a decent start. Tracks was rough, and yeah, I just rode my own race.
You looking forward to Moto 3, right?
Yeah.
Who do you want to thank?
I thank the Lord Jesus Christ for keeping me safe. My mom, my dad, Fox, Dunlop, DOS, Pro Tapo, Asterisk, Moto Sandbox, College Eastman, Gas, and everybody else. Thank you.
Let's hear it for him. Eden Steinbrecher, third place. And I got Chase Brennan with a whole shot winner. Come on, Chase. You were ready for it. Let's hear it for our Stasic whole shot winner, Chase Brennan. How'd you pull that start?
My Pax built me a bike, and it's a rocket, and I just stayed forward, and if I didn't, it would pull me back, and just holding it wide and lean back.
Awesome job. All right, Chase, who do you want to thank?
Mom, Dad, AOT, Clover Hill, Pax, SSR, and everybody else. Thank you.
Chase Brennan, everyone.